Before we get started with this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button, you like this video, you ring that bell for all notifications for the next time I upload a video, but I'm just gonna get to what this video is right here and right now. So I'm going to do my full-on recap from the entire show of Monday Night Raw from tonight. And I'm going to recap everything that happened on tonight's episode of Raw in this video. So let's start this recap right now. So first off, we had the Eradicator. First off, we had the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley, versus the Kabuki Warriors Brutal Attack last week. Then I.O and Rhea brawl, and I.O and Rhea brawl with the Kabuki Warriors. And the Kabuki Warriors deliver a vicious attack to I.O and Rhea. There's a lot going on with I.O and Rhea. And I feel for I.O. Because I don't know anything about the history between I.O and Asuka. I know nothing about it. If you know anything about the history between I.O and Asuka, let me know in the comments down below, because I would love to know. I love I.O and I love Rhea, and I really want to see Rhea and I.O as women's tag team champions going forward. And the only way to get there is if we have a tag team match at Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia, which Crown Jewel is in Rhea Ripley's neck of the woods in Perth, Australia. Because Rhea Ripley is from Perth, from all the way South Australia. And it would be awesome to see I.O and Rhea developing into a tag team with each other and become women's tag team champions. And then we had the Intercontinental Championship match between Dominic Mysterio and Rusev. I thought going into tonight's Raw, going into Monday Night Raw, I was a little bit expecting this IC title match being the main event for Monday Night Raw. It's not that I expected to be in the main event. It's not that at all. It's not because it's Rusev or it's Dominic Mysterio. It's not just that. Dominic and Rusev put on a 3-second match. It really felt like a 3-second squash match, with Dominic squashing Rusev, the most dominant force in WWE, and I think that's what Triple H is going on. I think that's why Triple H really wants Rusev to go on a destructive run to be the most dominant force. But for the Intercontinental Championship, I really thought going into Raw that the Intercontinental Championship will be for the main event. But I thought wrong, because it's the Intercontinental title match happened after the first segment on Raw, the very first segment with Rhea and I.O, I did not know that for the Intercontinental Championship will come into play on the second match. Like I thought we were gonna have it for the main event, and in this main event for the IC title will be Rusev winning the IC title away from Dominic. But that never happened because Dominic, I don't want you to cause a rift between me and Dominic. I don't want to do that. I love Dominic. I love everything that Dom is doing. I love what he's doing with the AAA Mega Championship and the IC title. I'm loving what he's doing with both titles. I'm loving it. I'm just loving it. But instead of being in the main event, well, Rusev will actually win the title away from Dominic, and we have new fresh matchups with the except Rusev as the champion going up against the returning AR Turkinov, Sheamus, Gunther when he comes back. I was a little bit expecting a lot more for the Intercontinental Championship. I was expecting a little bit more from the Intercontinental title match. I could have expected a little more in this match. Instead of Dominic, I'm sorry Dominic, I have to say it, Dominic cleared to retain his title. Dominic, I'm sorry man. Dominic, I love you man. I'm sorry that I said that you cleared in the match, which you put on pulled a Guerrero by throwing the title into Rusev's hands and won him up for the win. I know to some people that's clean, but if you know Dominic, you know that he's known for lying, clean, and stealing. Do you know what that reminds me of? Eddie Guerrero. Dominic pulled on a Guerrero on Rusev, and Dominic retained his IC title. I thought that we were going to see a new champion emerge, but Dominic picked up the win. And then we had a special inside look at Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes for their match at Crown Jewel. Because now it is made official. Seth Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion, faces the undisputed WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes, for the Crown Jewel Championship. I'm not gonna give out my predictions for this. I'm not gonna give my predictions just yet, because the card needs to be developed to be a much larger card. Because this Crown Jewel, this is Port Australia. They need to put on a lot of strings. They need to pour on a lot of strings to make this Crown Jewel PLE must watch. Because I really expect to have more than 5 matches on the card. Possibly 6 or 7 matches on the card on Crown Jewel. So we had a special inside look on the history between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. I'm so excited for this match at Crown Jewel, and the history with Cody and Seth goes back to Hell in a Cell 2022. And when Cody took off his ring jacket and showed the world his torn pet, I really thought, I'm not kidding, I'm not BSing or anything. I I really thought that Seth Rollins was going to win this match. But that match in Hell in a Cell in 2022 proved that Cody Rhodes can go head to head with Top Titan, going up the ranks to face it. Cody is a top tier champion. He's a top tier Titan. There was a reason why Vince McMahon wanted to bring Cody Rhodes back at WrestleMania 38 when, and there is a reason why Vince McMahon, I'm sorry for saying his name, but Vince McMahon flew to his house to bring Cody back to WWE, to come back home to WWE. At WrestleMania 38, for a mystery opponent for Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 38. Cody Rhodes came out, did his entrance, went in the ring with Seth Rollins. It was I would not say it was a classic match. I would not say that. I would not say it was a classic match. Because at that time, in 2022, at that time, Seth Rollins was this close to miss WrestleMania 38. He was this close to miss it. And what Seth Rollins did, not knowing what his opponent was going to be for WrestleMania 38 in 2022, what he did, he went off the rails. He went ballistic, destroying the announce table. He went ballistic. He tore up the announce table. He took the steel steps, threw the steel steps on the floor. He ransacked the announce table, and he stood up on the announce table with the live microphone and Seth, I.O. Rhodes, who is going to step up at WrestleMania 38 to take on the greatest of all time, Seth Rollins. He said that on the announce table, but he didn't say anything quite like that. He went off the rails. He even went to Vince McMahon's office and got on the... Seth took it upon himself to go into Vince McMahon's office, belaying McMahon in front of him, and when Vince said that you are going to be at WrestleMania, Seth jumped up on the table, put his 3 shoes on Vince's office desk, which you should never do to Vince, because Vince was a hardhead back then, and he will always will be a hardhead. I've always known that for years. So I'm not gonna give my prediction about who's gonna win between Seth or Cody for control, because that's gonna be for a separate video. And then we had LA Knight versus Kofi Kingston. LA Knight picks up the win. LA Knight picks up the win over Kofi. And I love LA Knight. Like, I really love what LA Knight is doing. Like, I love what LA Knight is doing. And his argument is that he really wants to be a world champion. And I think in 2026, we might get an answer to all of that in 2026. So I'm making a very early prediction. In 2026, LA Knight will be a world champion. And And also, LA Knight picked up the win over Kofi Kingston. Remember that. LA Knight picked up the W over a former world champion. That's telling me and everyone that LA Knight can step in the ring with the best. He can step in the ring with Seth Rollins, the ex of Seth Rollins, Kofi Kingston, Rusev, John Cena. Which the one thing I really want to see is let's just say if we don't get Adam Copeland, Edge, to be John Cena's final opponent to ride off in the sunset, LA Knight is your guy. And then we had the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins, addresses his match at Control, and then Cody makes his presence known by coming out with his entrance to Kingdom. Cody, Rhodes, and Seth were in a ring trading bobs with one another. I have my predictions in check for Control, but I'm not doing it for this video because it'll be for a separate video. I'm so excited for the match between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. I got a prediction, but I'm saving that for my next video. And then we had AJ Styles and Craig Lee faces Los Americanos. AJ with the Styles class for the W. The window is closing on AJ Styles. And it'll be awesome to see AJ having more matches on TNA. Because AJ Styles is a TNA legend. No doubt about it. And there was this thing that's going around with the TNA Hall of Fame. We're having another Hall of Fame for TNA. It would be awesome if AJ Styles was in that Hall of Fame. I think that he was in the TNA Hall of Fame before. I don't think that he has been. If he has been, let me know in the comments down below, because I know nothing about TNA. I've never seen anything of the old stuff. I've been watching it on YouTube, but never on DVD. I'm gonna be buying DVDs pretty soon. So you got that to look forward to. So I would love to see AJ Styles. I would love to see AJ Styles focusing more of the matches of his road to retirement in TNA. And then from TNA, and after when AJ is completely done with the matches for TNA, I would love for AJ to go to SmackDown, have a couple of feuds on SmackDown to get him on the rings going up. They're facing the likes of Santos Escobar, Ray Phoenix. I would say Andrade, but Andrade's not with WWE no more. I would love to see AJ, focusing on TNA, then going to SmackDown, facing the likes of, AJ Styles faces Cody Rhodes. I know that's a long shot, but it would be awesome to have Cody to be one of AJ Styles' last opponents of AJ's road to retirement. I know we already had that. at class at a castle over a year ago, but also over a year ago. So maybe to make the story go even farther with AJ and Cody. So there's AJ vs Cody Rhodes, possibly again. AJ Styles versus Santos Escobar. AJ Styles faces Randy Orton. And then moving over to cross-brand. We want to see AJ to do a cross-branded type of retirement tour. We've never had that. With this John Cena farewell tour, that we are still on, next year will be for AJ Styles. So I totally see AJ focusing on TNA first, then moving on to SmackDown, to NXT, and to Monday Night Raw to finish off his retirement over there. And then we had this tornado tag team match. The Usos faces Braun Breaker. The Usos face Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, and the Usos picks up the win with the assistance of the returning Roman Reigns. I want to make this clear. I really want to see Roman Reigns and Jey Uso as tag team champions. Because I know that it can be really hard to see Roman as a tag team champion, because Roman was never like that. Roman was a former tag team champion, but he was a tag team champion with John Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose, back in the Steel days, and we haven't seen Roman in a tag team division ever since then. And now we have this campaign storyline, and then we have this campaign story between Roman, Kimmy, and Jey. The Usos are on the verge of a breakup. I think they're about to break up again and set up another match for WrestleMania 42, which I'm hoping for. Because the reason why that I see the Usos breaking up again is because Roman Reigns is back. He's now in Jey's head. Roman is now in Jey's head. And that is where we setting Jimmy on the other side of the barricade. Well, Jimmy really wants to be a tag team champion with Jey. But with Jey neglecting his own brother, twin brother, Roman Reigns is also stuck in Jey's head. So we might see the emergence of a new tag team emotion in Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. Okay, and those are all my thoughts. And so that is the recap of tonight's Monday Night Raw. Do you have any questions about this recap video? Let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, you like this video, you turn on all those notifications, and so you won't miss another upload from me. I'm trying to upload every day, so make sure you come back every day to my channel, hit the subscribe button, you like my videos, comment on all my videos, and keep on liking and sharing all my videos. Because I actually do see who subscribes to my channel, who likes. Well, I don't see the people who like my videos. I don't see that. But I do see the number of likes. I do see it on my analytics. I do see the likes on my I do see the likes on my analytics. So if you're not liking my videos, make sure you do by subscribing, hitting the bell for all notifications, like, comment, and share all my videos. And don't forget, if you want to watch more content, check out my Wrestler Producer playlist right here.